It's been 1 month with this one. That's annoying. I've had this computer for 1 month and I've got more thoughts. This is the 15-inch M4 MacBook Air. A month ago when I reviewed it, I said it was the best laptop that money can buy out of everything. Some people agreed with me. Lots of reviewers did actually. Lots of people have scored this very highly. However, some people didn't agree with me. Most of them were Windows people. And as much as I love goading Windows people, they do have a point. You have to be balanced about this kind of thing. And that's why in this video, I'm going to go through 5 things that I love about this laptop and 5 things that I don't love about it, having used it for a month. That was a super slick intro. What's going on? Let's start with the good stuff. Number 1, the power. The M4 chip, in terms of the combination of performance and headroom and the very minimal impact it has on the battery life, is just amazing. You know, I use this thing for very normal stuff. Writing things, reading things, browsing things, buying things, talking to people things. I'm a normal user, and I think most people who buy a MacBook Air tend to do that. But I know that if I want to delve into, a little bit of video editing here and there and maybe have a play around with Logic Pro and all that sort of stuff, I can do that. And the headroom is just nuts, absolutely insane. And it's completely silent. I don't think there's a Windows laptop out there that is quite as good as this in terms of power. Number 2 is the price. The 13-inch version is $999 and the 15-inch version is $1199. Yes, you start adding things on and it gets more expensive. I'll come on to that later. But in terms of the base model pricing, it's brilliant. Okay, this is a Mac. I know you Windows people are heading to the comments straight away and saying, hang on a minute, you can get a whatever thing, Intel Core, whatever for, 50p or whatever. But this is a Mac and Apple charges more than other brands for its stuff. But regardless of that, this still feels like a very good deal from Apple, given that finally they start with 16 gig of unified memory, and it's the best made and best constructed and best looking laptop on the planet. And if you're a student, it gets even cheaper. Number 3 on my list of good things. Oh, did I really put this down? Number 3 is, I know how much it annoys Windows people that it's this good. Number 4 isn't Windows baiting at all, I promise. It's the fact that after a month of use, the keys haven't gone shiny. Now, if you've ever had a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air, you'll know that after 2 or 3 weeks of very heavy typing, which is what I do partly for a living, the keys develop this kind of horrible sheen that you can't get rid of. They lose their matte finish, basically. That hasn't happened on this version of the MacBook Air. So I don't know if Apple has done something. If they haven't made it public because they haven't said anything, but I think the keys have had some kind of anti-sheen thing applied, which, well, you don't get that in Windows. Oh, sorry, no, don't mention Windows. It's just good that they haven't gone shiny. Number 5 is, oh no. It's the fact that I love the idea that Windows people secretly love the M4 MacBook Air. Let's forget that one. Let's do a different number 5, which is the fact... It's the fact that I'm getting back into DJing in my 40s, like some other sad dads. And, I'm basically making the M4 MacBook Air the main computer that will be used for that task, which is a selfish reason to love it, but whatever, it's my list. Oh, and everyone knows that Macs are better than Windows when it comes to music production and DJing. Before we get into the bad things about this laptop, just a very quick word from today's sponsor, which is RoboForm. If you're still storing all of your passwords in your head or a spreadsheet, or worse still, you're still using the same password for everything, you need a password manager. And RoboForm is the best and most affordable password manager I've ever found. It's got a one-click login feature which does exactly what it says on the tin. One click and bang, you're straight into your favorite website or web app, and it sets up passwords for you very securely, very quickly, and it stores them in a vault that is incredibly safe. They have a no breach history, which is a big deal in this industry, and it has an emergency access feature. So if for whatever reason you can't get into your passwords, you have a designated person who can do that. You can share passwords very securely once again with friends and family. It's got everything, guys. It's just amazing, and I have an unbelievably good deal. Oh, and did I mention that it works on Mac and Windows and iOS and Android, and go and check it out. Right, the bit that you've all been waiting for and the bit that some of you have skipped to immediately. I know you've done that. That doesn't get past me. The 5 things that I don't like about the M4 MacBook Air. The first thing is the pricing, not the base pricing because that's very good as mentioned. It's the upgrade pricing. So if you add more storage, if you add more unified memory, the pricing that Apple puts on that is just nuts. It's completely indefensible. It's £200, $200 extra each time. It's just crazy, and that's how they get you, because this is a completely sealed box. You can't open this up like you can Windows machines and add stuff in. You just can't do that. So you have to commit to whatever you want at the point of buying it, which means that $999 13-inch MacBook Air very quickly becomes something which might as well be a MacBook Pro. And I get that. I get that argument that if you keep speccing the MacBook Air up, it starts going into MacBook Pro territory, in which case, why not just get a MacBook Pro? My argument with that is always they're two very, very different laptops, but I do understand it. And the reason that argument exists is because Apple's upgrade pricing is too expensive. Number 2 is this sky blue colour, which isn't blue. Well, it is blue, technically, obviously, but 9 times out of 10, it looks silver, as you can see there. What annoys me about this is the fact that the iMac exists, and the iMac has some beautifully leery, bright, vibrant colours, which means there's definitely a department somewhere in Apple that values those colours, but they weren't put to work on this laptop. That's annoying. Number 3 is the continued over-egging of Apple Intelligence as a main feature. At the time of filming this video, it's still very much in its infancy. It's still half-baked. We don't have the clever, fancy Siri stuff that we saw nearly a year ago at WWDC. And when I was researching this video, I kept going back to the product page for this laptop, and it's there. It's Apple Intelligence everywhere, and it's just, it really spoils things for me. It doesn't spoil this laptop. It bothers me that people go onto that website, onto the Apple website, and they see Apple Intelligence and they think, oh, it's built for Apple Intelligence, and they buy it, and then you can't even find Apple Intelligence. It's just, I'll stop going on about Apple Intelligence, and I know that if you've got a Windows computer, you have your own problems with AI, whatever. I don't really care about AI either. That's the irony of this, but the over-egging of that particular pudding bothers me. This one might win me back some Windows fans. It's the fact that the MacBook Air is missing 2 things which you get as standard on most Windows laptops. The first one is facial recognition. We don't have Face ID still on the MacBook Air. And the second one is there is no touchscreen on here. So you get touchscreens on most Windows laptops. And whenever I have to review a Windows laptop, I enjoy that part of it. I enjoy touching the screen. It just makes sense. And also, I enjoy the fact that the facial recognition is there for logging in. It's just convenient, and also it just makes you think, why hasn't Apple done either of those things? And for some reason, the MacBook Air feels perfect for a touchscreen. There's something about it. It should have one, and it should have Face ID. There you go. Number 5 is, I haven't got a number 5. I'll be completely honest. I ran out of ideas of things that I don't like about this MacBook Air. I can't make stuff up. That's silly, because that's just kind of creating content for creating content's sake, isn't it? So over to you guys. What do you love and what do you not love about the M4 MacBook Air? Get involved in the comments. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you know what to do.